In 1996, Vince McMahon faced his biggest competition in history when WCW launched Nitro. Vince needed something special to win the war against this rival brand, so he fell back on the best wrestler he knew, one of the greatest characters in wrestling history, the only man he could trust, himself. While Vinnie Mac transformed into the best on-screen heel in wrestling, Steve Austin morphed into Stone Cold, the hero of every wrestling fan, young and old. While on camera, the two hated each other. They were united by a common enemy off it, Eric Bischoff and WCW. Austin was out for revenge from getting fired over the phone, and McMahon just wanted to crush the competition like he crushes sneezes down inside him. The little puffs of weakness. With the unstoppable attitude of Stone Cold and the megalomaniacal mastermind of McMahon involved, it became one of the most insane, over-the-top, and memorable feuds in wrestling history. This is Fast Feuds, Austin versus McMahon. As we covered in the last Fast Feuds on November 9, 1997, Vince screwed over Bret Hart and put the title on Shawn Michaels, cementing one of the biggest real-life heel turns ever. With Hart gone, that left Michaels and Austin as the top stars in the company, so it was almost a foregone conclusion that the Texas Rattlesnake would begin cursing his way to a match with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14. However, it was the build to that epic encounter where the McMahon-Austin feud would begin. On the January 19, 1998 edition of Raw, Vince invited Mike Tyson to the ring to announce that he would be at WrestleMania, but this moment of sporting synergy was shadowed by Austin, who came to the ring to brawl with the boxer, leaving McMahon screaming, "You've ruined it," which made a lovely change from all of us screaming that at him about NXT call-ups. Austin went on to beat Michaels for the heavyweight championship at Mania, but the very next night, Vince gave Austin an ultimatum. He should dress, talk, and act like a champion. Vince's overbearing boss shtick helped Austin cement himself as a mega babyface when he gave McMahon the stunner, and downtrodden workers everywhere rejoiced. F you, corporate giant who owns the company. I'm watching and profits every time I watch this stuff. Ah, dang it, we got played. But this feud was like no other in WWE history, because most of the time Austin was facing other people in the ring, but McMahon's machinations were putting obstacle after obstacle in his way to stop him getting his hands on the boss. At In Your House 22, Over the Edge, Austin would beat Dude Love with McMahon as the guest referee by counting the pin with an unconscious McMahon's hand. From here, Vince upped the stakes to try and remove Austin as champ. At Breakdown, McMahon booked Austin in a triple threat match with Kane and The Undertaker, and it turned into a handicap match as both Taker and his bro pinned Austin. But no new champ was crowned. Instead, Vince walked out with the belt and flipped off Austin as he went. The following weeks and months of television involved Zambonis, police arrests, cement trucks, urination, kidnapping, a list which makes a memorable bachelor party, but truly iconic WWE TV. Fast forward to Survivor Series, Deadly Game, and Austin lost to a corporation-sponsored Mankind in a tournament to crown a new champ, as Shane McMahon, Gerald Briscoe, and Sergeant Slaughter stacked the deck to help Mankind win. In the end, Vince screwed over Mankind and declared The Rock as the new corporate champion. I'm pretty sure Vince would screw over all of Mankind if it helped his bottom line. Like the stage direction for a porn shoot, the screwing continued at Royal Rumble 1999 when Vince eliminated Stone Cold with help from The Rock, which got Rock and Barney Rubble with Austin. No time to fully explain this convoluted mess, but somehow Austin wound up with McMahon's opportunity to fight for the world title after Vince forfeited his shot. But there was one more roadblock. At the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Austin faced McMahon in a steel cage. If he won, he got to keep his title match, and if he lost, he wouldn't face The Rock. Sneaky Vince thought he had a knockout solution as Big Show made his debut, beating up Stone Cold and tossing him into the cage, but the sides gave way, which meant Austin escaped the cage, setting him up to go on and beat The Rock for the title at Mania 15. If the storyline wasn't nuts enough, the next chapter got even crazier. Undertaker kidnapped Stephanie and tried to marry her, but Austin saved her from this matrimonial mistake. Taker claimed to serve a higher power, which turned out to be Vince all along, which forced Austin to align with Linda and Stephanie McMahon and have himself installed as CEO of WWE in order to combat the corporate ministry. Something to do with shares and controlling interests, and it's all very interesting, I'm told. While CEO Austin booked himself in a first blood match against Taker for the WWF Championship, which took place at Fully Loaded. And a few more stipulations were sprinkled on top, too. If Austin won, Vince could no longer appear on WWE television. If Austin lost, he would never get a shot at the WWF title again. As you all know, we never saw Vince again, so it's fairly obvious Austin won. While Stone Cold and Vince would cross paths many more times after this, Fully Loaded is the finale to the finest era of Austin versus McMahon, and while you can go back and forth over which is the best feud ever, this is easily one of the most popular. WWE would kill to get half the viewers who watch this rivalry unfold. Vince and Austin will go down as one of the best, if not the best, feuds in WWE history for the simple fact they had incredible chemistry and hit on the right story at the time, because who wouldn't want to stunner their boss, right? I think a lot of WWE folks still want to, but that's a different video. You can support us by clicking the button on screen now and earning yourself early access to all of partsFUNknown's content, as well as a whole host of exclusive Patreon goodies. Before we go, we just wanted to say a Fast Feuds thank you to some of our $25 and above Patreon backers. Arbel Zafriri, Brandon Sires, Dan Coral, Daniel, the mayor of Painesville, ooh, I like that, Schottmeyer, Daniel Bridger, Glenn Dallas, Joe Meyer, John Gary, John Molden II, John Schneidelman, Julio Trejo, Kyle Brazel, Liam Tier, Lynn Bell, Matthew Hernandez, Max Wallen, Soren Nord, Steven Mazzaferro, Terry Hankemer, Tim Takuma, and Vincent Garcia. You can support us by clicking the button on the screen now and earning yourself early access to all of partsFUNknown's content, as well as a whole host of exclusive Patreon goodies. For Fast Feuds, I'm SoCal Val, sending lots of love for our patrons. Keep watching.